The void above stretched endlessly, a canvas of darkness punctuated by distant stars, each one cold and indifferent to the small, blue planet spinning quietly below. Yet Earth was no longer ordinary, and humans were no longer hidden. For centuries, civilizations across the galaxy had assumed that humanity was weak, inconsequential, a species confined to a fragile world. But those assumptions had always been flawed. Beneath the veneer of ordinary life, humans had been preparing, building, learning, perfecting a strength that no alien intelligence could anticipate. From orbit, massive warships stirred, their hulls reflecting the pale light of the sun like shards of polished steel. They were enormous. Impossibly vast, the product of centuries of ingenuity and a species' stubborn will to survive. Smaller fleets swarmed around them, adaptive drones darting in patterns that seemed chaotic but were guided by the instinct and brilliance of human minds. Each ship was alive with purpose, a sentinel poised to challenge the cosmos itself. On Earth, life carried on as if nothing had changed. Cities thrummed with energy, oceans rippled with the wake of unseen vessels, and satellites traced arcs of light that were part of a hidden network. Scientists, engineers, and strategists worked in silence, coordinating a planet-wide system of defense that spanned mountains, rivers, deserts, and oceans. Every ecosystem had been transformed into a strategic advantage, every natural formation a hidden weapon. Humanity had waited for the moment when the universe would awaken it, and that moment was coming. Signals appeared on human sensors, distant pulses in the darkness of space, sent by an intelligence that had watched for centuries. The messages were precise, calculated, yet there was an undercurrent of misjudgment, an assumption that humans were predictable, that their weakness was inherent. But humanity had learned the language of unpredictability. Every sensor, every calculation, every observation had been anticipated, and now it would be used in ways the alien presence could never expect. In the command hubs, humans moved with calm urgency. Bridges glowed with holographic displays, engines thrummed with power, and weapons systems awaited orders that had already been rehearsed in simulations, drills, and the quiet study of alien behavior. Every movement was deliberate, every decision infused with the creativity and adaptability that defined the species. Humans were small, yes, but their minds were vast. They had turned perception into strategy, observation into advantage, and now they were ready to reveal it. And then, in the silence of orbit, the first engines flared. Light spilled across the curvature of Earth as massive warships moved in formation, dwarfing satellites and orbital stations alike. Smaller vessels darted between them like sparks, adaptive drones weaving a web of protection and offense. Humanity had awakened, and the cosmos would finally see what it had underestimated for so long. The stars watched silently as Earth rose, and humans prepared to show the universe that some species cannot be restrained, cannot be broken, and will never, ever be tamed. The alien presence shifted in the darkness above, vast forms of energy and matter flowing like liquid crystal, probing, testing, observing. It was intelligent, ancient, and patient, but it had miscalculated. Humanity moved with a confidence born of preparation, of ingenuity, of an instinct sharpened by survival across centuries of quiet struggle. Orbital fleets twisted and surged, weaving through gravitational turbulence and energy fields with movements that seemed impossible, yet were guided by human intuition amplified by adaptive AI. On the surface, Earth became a living weapon. Mountains concealed energy cannons, rivers were rerouted to funnel invaders into traps, deserts shimmered with autonomous drones and sensors. Engineers and soldiers coordinated seamlessly, improvising and recalibrating as alien constructs shifted and advanced. Even civilians contributed in quiet but crucial ways, relaying intelligence, sustaining infrastructure, and supporting efforts that would determine the fate of the planet. Humanity's strength was not in size alone. It was in the unity of thought, action, and relentless creativity. The first real strike came as a wave of alien constructs descended, shimmering with colors outside the visible spectrum, their forms bending light and energy in ways that defied physics as humans knew it. Humans responded with precision and audacity. Laser arrays intersected with kinetic projectiles, while orbital platforms launched swarms of interceptors in unpredictable arcs. Every engagement was a dance of chaos and control, a testament to human adaptability and strategic brilliance. Amid the battle, moments of quiet courage shone through. Scientists recalibrated defenses in real time, engineers guided energy pulses with split-second accuracy, and soldiers executed maneuvers that relied on instinct as much as training. Even in the face of overwhelming power, humans displayed a calm determination, a refusal to yield that became a force in itself. Every failure was a lesson, every victory a step toward mastery of the unknown. The alien presence hesitated, its probing faltering under the unpredictability of human strategy. Fleets that had seemed unstoppable fractured in response to tactics no algorithm could predict. Humanity had revealed a strength that was not just physical, but intellectual, moral, and indefatigable. The species had transformed vulnerability into advantage, observation into deception, and chaos into opportunity. And as the first wave of energy pulses faded across the horizon, humans looked to the skies and understood the truth. They had awoken, they had revealed their strength, and the universe would never again underestimate Earth. The alien constructs recoiled and reformed, their shapes fluid yet precise, stretching across orbital space like ribbons of impossible light. Each movement was a probe, a calculation, a test, but humanity was no longer a simple subject to observe. Orbital fleets twisted through gravitational turbulence with fluid grace, engines flaring in bursts of blue and orange, while smaller interceptors darted unpredictably, exploiting openings invisible to the cold, calculating alien intelligence. Every maneuver, every strike, was both deliberate and instinctive, a fusion of human creativity and AI precision. On Earth, the planet itself had become part of the battle. Mountains concealed railguns and energy cannons, valleys were rigged as choke points, and deserts shimmered with autonomous drones that struck with timing only humans could orchestrate. Engineers rerouted power grids to hidden energy platforms, rivers were subtly shifted to channel invaders into traps, and forests became ambush zones for human-operated drones. Humanity had turned the familiar into a weapon, the ordinary into an instrument of survival. Every action reinforced the other, forming a network of resistance that was invisible until it struck. The Aegis Vanguard, colossal and scarred, led the formation in orbit. Its hull reflected alien energy pulses in fractured rainbows, engines pulsing with a rhythm that resonated across space. Smaller vessels weaved around it like sparks in a storm, interceptors darting between alien constructs with audacious maneuvers. Each strike was precise, surgical, and adaptive, as human pilots used intuition to complement the calculations of onboard AI. The alien forces, vast and intelligent, were confounded at patterns they could not predict, movements that defied algorithmic anticipation. Below, humans displayed quiet courage in unexpected ways. Civilians coordinated with military strategists, providing intelligence and improvising decoys. Scientists monitored alien behavior, adjusting orbital and surface defenses in real time. Engineers rigged energy relays and improvised weapons with astonishing speed, creating openings that turned potential disaster into advantage. The strength of humanity was not merely in one hero, one vessel, or one weapon, it was in the collective ingenuity and unwavering will of an entire species. The alien presence shifted, pulsing with uncertainty. Their calculations faltered in the face of improvisation, their strategies disrupted by the unpredictability of human creativity. Fleets fractured as humans exploited every hesitation, every misstep, turning overwhelming power into vulnerability. Earth itself seemed alive with intelligence, every mountain, valley, and ocean coordinated to amplify the effectiveness of human strategy. Humanity had transformed survival into art, chaos into opportunity, and defiance into a weapon that no invader could comprehend. As the night deepened across continents and orbital theaters alike, humans gazed upward with calm determination. The alien presence, vast and ancient, had underestimated the species it had observed for centuries. Humanity had revealed its hidden strength, not through brute force alone, but through ingenuity, adaptability, and unbreakable spirit. Every fleet, every hidden weapon, every human mind had declared the same truth: Earth would endure, and humanity would rise to meet the universe on its own terms. and somewhere in the silent void, the alien presence recalculated, realizing too late that a species it thought weak had mastered unpredictability, and that the humans of Earth would never be contained. The sky above Earth glowed faintly with alien energy, subtle pulses that traced across the atmosphere like veins of light. Humanity responded not with panic, but with precision, ingenuity, and quiet confidence. Orbital warships moved like living titans, engines flaring with controlled power, weaving through gravitational turbulence and energy fields in patterns both calculated and instinctive. Every maneuver carried the spark of human intuition, amplified by AI systems designed to complement, not replace, the creativity of the mind that commanded them. On the surface, Earth had become a fortress and a weapon at once. Mountains concealed energy cannons that fired with surgical accuracy, rivers and coastlines were subtly reshaped to channel alien forces into traps, deserts shimmered with autonomous drones and sensors, invisible until the moment of attack. Engineers, soldiers, and civilians acted in concert, improvising, recalibrating, and adapting to the shifting movements of the alien presence. The planet itself had become a network of resistance, every human a node in a system of survival and defiance. Alien constructs descended in waves, their forms bending light and energy in ways that challenged comprehension. But humans met them without hesitation. Laser arrays intersected kinetic projectiles mid-flight, orbital interceptors darted unpredictably, and energy pulses from concealed platforms disrupted the invaders' formations. Every strike was precise, every countermove deliberate, yet alive with the unpredictability that no alien algorithm could fully anticipate. Humanity had turned improvisation into strategy, and chaos into advantage. Even in quieter moments, courage persisted. Scientists recalibrated defenses in real time, engineers guided energy relays with split-second timing. Soldiers executed maneuvers that relied as much on instinct as on training. Civilians provided intelligence, coordinated supply lines, and maintained morale. The strength of humanity was not in one weapon, one vessel, or one hero, it was in the combined ingenuity, resilience, and willpower of the species. The alien presence faltered, its movements hesitant under the relentless ingenuity of Earth's defenders. Patterns once assumed inviolable now fractured under human unpredictability. Humanity had revealed a power that transcended size or firepower, intelligence, adaptability, and unbreakable will. And as night fell across the world, Earth pulsed with quiet pride, a living testament to a species that refused to bow. The universe had been warned, humanity could not be restrained, could not be broken, and would never be taken lightly. The alien forces recoiled and regrouped, their immense constructs pulsing with energy that stretched across orbit like flowing crystal. Vast and deliberate, they sought weakness, patterns, or hesitation, but humanity had learned to turn expectation against itself. Every warship, every drone, every human mind moved as part of a living network, improvising and adapting in ways that no algorithm could predict. The void itself seemed to respond to human ingenuity, bending with each maneuver, each strike, and each calculated risk. On Earth, the planet became an active participant in the fight. Mountains concealed energy cannons, rivers and canals redirected flows to create traps, and deserts shimmered with autonomous drones that moved with eerie precision. Engineers rerouted power grids to concealed weapons, scientists recalibrated defenses mid-battle, and civilians coordinated intelligence networks to support every strike. Humanity's strength was in its unity, in the collective capacity to turn chaos into opportunity, vulnerability into advantage. In orbit, the Aegis Vanguard led the human fleet with immense authority. Its engines pulsed like a heartbeat, casting light across smaller vessels that wove unpredictably between alien constructs. Every strike was deliberate, adaptive, and unexpected. Kinetic projectiles and energy beams intersected with alien formations, fracturing them in ways the invaders could neither anticipate nor counter. Humanity had turned improvisation into strategy, and unpredictability into a weapon as lethal as any artillery. Even in quieter moments, acts of courage persisted. Engineers guided energy relays from rooftops, children learned survival strategy under careful instruction, and scientists improvised solutions that turned potential disaster into advantage. The species' power lay not merely in technology, but in creativity, adaptability, and the unyielding resolve to survive and triumph. The alien presence faltered. Its vast intelligence could not fully anticipate the fluidity, creativity, and audacity of humanity. Fleets that had seemed unstoppable fractured under misdirection, hesitation, and inventive countermeasures. Earth itself had become a living system of resistance, every human node amplifying the planet's defensive and offensive capabilities. Humanity had revealed a force that transcended brute strength. Intellect, courage, and collective ingenuity were the weapons that could overcome even the most advanced invaders. As night enveloped the planet, humans gazed skyward with calm determination. The alien presence had learned, too late, that Earth's defenders could not be predicted, controlled, or broken. Every action, every strategy, every heartbeat carried the same message: humanity would survive, adapt, and rise. The universe had issued its test, and humanity had answered with brilliance, defiance, and an unshakable will. The alien forces retreated briefly, shimmering waves of liquid crystal and energy rippling across orbit, probing for weakness and recalculating strategies. They were vast, intelligent, ancient, but they had never faced a species like humanity. Every move they made was met with a response that defied prediction, a countermeasure born of creativity, intuition, and relentless adaptability. Orbital warships twisted through the void, engines flaring in synchronized pulses, while smaller interceptors darted unpredictably, weaving a web of defense and offense that no calculation could fully anticipate. On Earth, the planet itself became a battlefield of living ingenuity. Mountains concealed energy cannons that fired with surgical precision, rivers and coastlines were subtly reshaped to funnel invaders into traps, and deserts shimmered with autonomous drones moving in perfect coordination. Engineers rerouted city power grids to hidden weapons platforms, scientists recalibrated defenses in real time, and civilians provided intelligence, coordinated supply networks, and maintained morale. Every human, every system, every ecosystem was part of a vast, integrated strategy. Turning the ordinary into a weapon and the environment into an ally, the Aegis Vanguard surged through the void like a living entity, massive and imposing, its hull etched with the scars of previous encounters, engines pulsing with energy that radiated across the formation. Smaller vessels darted around it like sparks, interceptors weaving between alien constructs with daring maneuvers that combined precision with intuition. Every strike was adaptive, every movement a study in human ingenuity, exploiting hesitation, miscalculation, or overconfidence in the alien forces. Intelligence, creativity, and courage converged, transforming space into a stage for the species that had once been underestimated. Even amidst the chaos, quiet moments of humanity shone through. Scientists observed alien behavior, engineers improvised solutions on the fly, and soldiers executed maneuvers guided by instinct and foresight. Civilians coordinated evacuation, relayed intelligence, and operated secondary systems critical to Earth's survival. Every human heartbeat resonated with the same determination: to endure, to adapt, and to assert dominion over a conflict that had seemed hopeless. The species' true strength lay not in one weapon, one fleet, or one mind, but in the collective brilliance and unwavering will of the entire planet. The alien presence, vast and patient, began to falter. Their intelligence could not fully anticipate the improvisational brilliance of humans. The fluidity of tactics that combined technology with instinct, observation with creativity. Constructs fractured, formations broke, and strategies faltered as Earth's defenders adapted in real time, exploiting every hesitation. Humanity had revealed itself not as prey, not as a species to be catalogued, but as a force of unprecedented ingenuity and resilience. The cosmos had assumed weakness, and humanity had shown defiance, mastery, and unity. As night settled over Earth and orbital fleets danced in synchronized arcs above, humans paused to absorb the scale of what they had achieved. The alien forces withdrew, diminished, recalculating, unsure if they could return. Humans gazed skyward, understanding that they had endured what should have been impossible, and that the universe had learned a hard truth: intelligence, creativity, and indomitable will could rival even the most overwhelming power. Earth had survived, humanity had triumphed, and the cosmos would never underestimate them again. The universe had been warned. Humans do not yield.